Hello everyone, apologies for not doing any videos recently. I've had a really bad back. I went to the doctors the other day and they think I've slipped a disc and I've got sciatica or sciatica, whatever it's called, because I keep getting pain in my foot, which they think something to do with, damage to the spine or whatever. So I've been written off work and they've given me a load of really strong painkillers, Valium and codeine, to keep taking throughout the day. So I obviously can't be doing any videos with crossbows or anything that requires much physical work, but I thought you might be interested in a video on these. And what these are Polish filters from when the Warsaw Pact collapsed, when the Soviet Union collapsed. This is where Poland tried to modernise gas mask filters. So these are 40mm GOST filters, so like the Warsaw Pact, Russian, Soviet style gas mask filters. But they're actually made to a NATO standard, so they've got the ABEK style colouring on them. The white would be the particulate bit. Not sure what all these colours stand for, but they're different types of chemicals they stop. So these expired, I think it was in 2001 or 2011, I think that was. Yeah, 2001, or it might have been they expired in 2011. They were built in 2001. But anyway, they're quite interesting looking things. So what I'm going to do is open one, I'm going to leave the other one sealed, and once I open it we can have a go at fitting it to different Warsaw Pact gas masks and see how well it fits to them. Because the idea of these is you can get these if you want a gas mask filter that's safe and doesn't contain asbestos. It's made to a much higher standard than the Soviet filters of the era, but it's even if they're expired, there's still newer, better quality filters that should fit those masks. So let's open it up and have a look at the insides. Now there's a big information sheet here. Anybody who speaks Polish might find some interesting stuff on here, but I'm assuming this is telling you everything it blocks, similar to sort of normal ABEK colouring. So the white and black, I guess, is going to be the particulate filter part, and that will be the bottom part there, and then this higher section will be the sort of actual chemical filter. As you can see, these are all actually still sealed, but obviously I'm going to break open the seal on at least one of these so I can try attaching it to different masks. So it's hurting my back doing that, but here we go. So I'll take the top section off. Just have to probably snap that. There we go. That's the top section open. And obviously that was like a security thing to show that you can, reseal it. Now I'll get the bottom bit off. Take that label off. Right, there we go. You can't see all that much on the inside of it. You can see that the particulate filter is that first section there. You can probably just about see the white ridges of it there on camera, on the corner edge of it. So that's the particulate filter in this bottom bigger disc section. Then the main filter will, hear it rattling a little bit, that will be the activated charcoal and maybe chemically treated papers to block certain types of gases. So when I'm not using it, I'm going to be putting these back on it to preserve the life of the filter. But what I want to do is just try fitting it onto a couple of Soviet masks now to check that it is 40mm GOST as advertised. Right, let's start off by trying to attach it to a PMG. If you've got a PMG, you'll know it's really hard to get filters that aren't GOST filters to attach to these, because the screw thread is even more vulnerable than, or different to something like a GP5 whatever, where you can just about fit NATO filters on. I've never got a NATO filter to attach this mask, but as you can see, that's screwed on absolutely fine. So, looks like it does its job. Let's test the filter quickly. Now it feels like that isn't quite making an airtight seal with my face somehow, because even when I block the filter, there's air getting in around the inside of the mask somewhere, so I'm guessing maybe the rubber's stretched somehow on this mask and now it's not making an airtight seal anymore. But the actual filter itself is making a seal, and as you can see, that works. I can't smell anything. Just put a bit of deodorant there to test it. No, I can't smell that. So these filters work. Obviously they are surplus filters as stated. Sorry, I don't want to keep bending to the camera like that because my back. But these filters themselves actually obviously do work. So I'll try putting it on a GP5 now just to show you that they fit onto a GP5. Now, as I had said, you can get NATO filters to just about fit on a GP5. I've got a C2 filter on there at the moment. It'll be difficult to get that off. Just give me a second. Right, that's the NATO C2 filter off the GP5. Now we'll see how easily this goes on. Yeah, there we go. That's on properly now. So as you see, that fits a GP5. Let's just put it on and test it. I can still smell deodorant in the air. There we go, there's an airtight seal. The GP5, again, I can't smell anything. So this filter indeed does work fine on a GP5, so there you go. If you want a filter which is safe for the old Warsaw Pact mask, where it's made to a safer standard without asbestos in or anything like that, and is more likely to still work, you can get these Polish surplus filters that are designed for 40mm GOST masks. Now I'm just going to test it out of interest to see if it will fit on a NATO mask. Well, here's my Forshida mask, that very cool Swedish one I got recently. And obviously this is designed for 40mm NATO filters, but I thought this would be interesting just to see will these filters work with a NATO mask as well. So let's have a go at screwing this in. Yep, it seems to have made a seal. Let me just try putting the mask on. Right, that mask's on really tight now. Yeah, an airtight seal, and the filter seems to be working absolutely fine. I can't smell anything in the air. So, if you want to get a surplus 40mm filter that may indeed still work, but it is at least perfectly safe for NATO masks or Warsaw Pact masks, then try and pick yourself up some of these surplus Polish masks. You might even be able to get some of these that are still in expiry date. As I said, this one isn't, but sorry, my back. At least it works fine. So yeah, I'd recommend these masks, filters. You can get modern Russian GOST filters as well that are made of plastic and should be safe because they're very, very recent production. They don't look like the old Soviet green ones. They're like black plastic similar to S10 filters, but yeah, these metal Polish ones seem to work perfectly well with both NATO and Warsaw Pact masks, and they are, as said, much safer than using Warsaw Pact filters. So there you go, just to see it again. You can find these on eBay and other places. Polish, more modern 40mm GOST filters.